worship arts. One of my favorite comedians is Jim Gaffigan. Do you know who Jim Gaffigan is? He's brilliant and just one of those people that looks at a situation and can say the funniest thing possible about it. He says the most uncomfortable words possible are, I'd like to talk to you about Jesus. And he said that even the Pope, at some point, if he opened the door and somebody was standing there in their gear and said, I'd like to have a word with you about Jesus, even the Pope would say, you know what, I keep work at work. So I know that this is an uncomfortable time in the life of the church, but it's a necessary time in the life of the church where we sit and we stare at the needs of what we have, what we want, and we sort of recommit ourselves to sharing our prayers, our presence, our gifts, and our service. I just gave this little spiel over in the sanctuary, but it's such a vastly different animal that I'm just sort of going to wing it. My spiel in the sanctuary was this. We need to talk about the infrastructure of music. Merriam-Webster defines the infrastructure as the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities, buildings, roads, power supplies needed for the operation of a society or an enterprise. Friends, this is an enterprise. The church is does not run on free things. It never has, it can't. The band that sits before you is equal to a salaried organist, and it should be that way. You come and you get to experience the best possible music, and if we were to just say, hey, everybody come on out and do your thing for free, that wouldn't be the case. It's not that they don't have gifts that they don't want to share. It's that they are paid musicians, and we are a service that is demanding of the best possible music. Peggy, our organist, gets paid. I get paid. Tom gets paid. These musicians deserve to be paid for what they do, and in turn, it enhances your worship experience week after week. But it's not just about paying the band. Did you know that we have to have a specific CCLI license so that you get to enjoy all of this music that you hear? And did you know that CCLI license is based on church-wide attendance? So it's not about the fact that there are 200 people in this room and that, oh my gosh, it's really hot in here. How do y'all do this? It's not about that there are 200 people in this room. It's about collectively today, there will probably be between 12 and 1,400 people. So we pay a license based on how many people will darken our doors. And it is not cheap. When 1,400 people are showing up to worship, and goodness, if we grew a little bit and there were 1,500 or 1,600 people, it goes up incrementally. So it's not just about paying for the band, it's also about the ability to have a license that allows us to do this music. We print all of these bulletins. We have somebody back there running sound and making sure that the band has the charts that they need and the lyrics up there. It is a system-wide need. We have things that are so deep. We have hymnals in the sanctuary that are $14.95 a piece, and when the binding breaks and the top tears off, we have to replace it. Our children's choir has to have an accompanist and a director for them. But that's the surface level of infrastructure, and what I want to communicate to you today is that you are the infrastructure. And it's not just about that you have come and found a seat here in this service, but it is about you having gifts that you can offer this place. I think you probably think that First Methodist is totally unique and that 1111 is totally unique, and that's why you come. And it wouldn't be as unique if it didn't have people that had gone before you and said, you know what, I can offer the children's choir a body so that the children's choir director can do their thing and I can sort of play maintenance in the background. This church wouldn't be what it is now if there weren't people along the way that said, you know what, a youth choir is a really very good thing, and it will allow for people to come up and understand music. We will educate them, and they will be a part of the 11 o'clock service, and they'll be part of 1111. This place would not exist if people hadn't blazed a trail and said, I'm going to give it everything I have to offer. So I know that the animal that I just spoke to is vastly different than the animal I'm speaking to today, but I want to leave you with this thought of infrastructure being something that we must invest in. It's got to be beyond just us showing up at 11:11 and sitting down in a quasi-comfortable chair. So here's a quote. Going to church Going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to a garage makes you an automobile. Well, he got it. Friends, there's a lot that you can offer, and this place will be better off when you do. I hope you'll consider taking a step further this year, whether that's financially or just with your presence. We need you to be a part of the infrastructure of First United Methodist Church. Thanks.